I just bought on this bar. We had a double bottom bull flag to open, and I thought that was a reasonable low of the day, but then we had a small tail on top, so I didn't want to buy above it. And then we got the second bull bar closing near its high, still a tail on top, but closing near its high and two consecutive bull bars. So I thought that would be okay to buy and a higher probability than buying above the bull signal bar. If this bear bar closes on its low, that would be a low too short, so I'd exit below there. And I have my target here at the highs to take profits. I have one share right now, just to sell one share and leave the other as a runner, but I might take both off. I'm not sure yet. Okay, so not a great sell signal. I don't think it's worth getting out below, but it is. It isn't doing exactly what I wanted it to do. I was actually hoping for no pullback and that we'd go straight up, but now we're going sideways. So it's not looking as strong as I'd like. But as far as the setup is concerned, it's still a double bottom bull flag. It's still a good bull bar here, and now we're just going sideways. So it's essentially just a flag after the bull impulse. So I don't know if I should be exiting right now. I did end up getting out break even here. Break 6 cents. As I thought about it more, it just wasn't the same setup anymore. I was hoping for it to rally up from here. Instead, we got a pullback, and then this would have been okay, the breakout, and then if we got follow through, then we started to go sideways again. So the setup was kind of changing. It might still go up, but I just felt more comfortable getting out and then reevaluating because it wasn't the same setup that I entered with. So I'll see if I can find something else now. Oh, flip. Didn't mean to do that. I meant to buy above the high. Alright, so now I'm in. Yeah, I wanted to put an order above the high of this bar, and instead I bought at the market. So I just exited that position right away and then placed a new order above the high. So betting on at least a test of the high up here, and then potentially if we get a strong breakout from the high, then I might hold. Considering getting out half, which is one share at the highs, and leaving the rest to see if we break strongly to the upside. But because my stop was far away, I only bought 2 shares, so that would just be 20 cents. I don't want to let the amount stop me from managing the trade how I think I should manage it. So I'm considering it, but we might get a strong breakout to the upside, so I also don't want to miss that. We have 6 consecutive bars with bull bodies, so I think the downside is limited, which is why I'm thinking even if we don't get the strong breakout to the upside, I'll get a chance to get out. So I don't know if I want to take profits too early. I think I'll see how it acts at the highs. If it starts to hesitate, then I'll take one off. If it breaks strongly above, then I'll keep both. There's the breakout. We'll see how this bar looks when it closes. Hesitated a little bit. Didn't accelerate up like I wanted, so I just got out one share. Now I have one left. It kind of sucks because I bought high, so I only had 2 shares, which means that one share only gave me 20 cents. But I don't want that number to get in the way of my management, so I think that's a reasonable thing to do, to exit at the high if it hesitates and then see what the other half does. In this case, the other half is just one share. I bought 2 shares. I risked $1 per share, so I feel like I've gotten into a $2 risk comfort zone, and I'm okay with that for now. I'm gonna stick with that until 400, and then I'll think about increasing again. But a $2 risk consistently is more than I was doing before, and I'm getting comfortable with it. So I'm happy with where I am right now, and I'll slowly start to increase as I progress. And also here, my first trade really missed a big move. But had I exited one share up here, I would have had the one runner all the way until somewhere in here because I wouldn't have exited until I saw a bear bar. So really, really tough loss, like not loss, but lost opportunity. My thought was here when I exited, and my thought was that we're going sideways, so I can always get back in if I see signs of buying pressure. And then this bar right here was the entry. It was breakout and follow through, and I missed it. And so I think exiting break even is fine if I have a game plan to get back in. And I did, but I just didn't take it. It didn't click at the time. So that was tough. That was a tough miss. Okay, my order to exit below that bar. And also my limit order to get out at 60. I didn't like that bar. Bad follow through, closed below the breakout point. So I had my stop below that bar to get out. But then I also moved my limit order to my first, where I exited my first entry and my scalp exit. I put my limit order there, so I ended up exiting both shares at the same price. So I think 40 cents. Yeah, so 42 cents on that, plus the 6 cents from this one. So 48 cents total today. I just bought above this signal bar here. I'm seeing it as a second entry buy, or this is a double top here. This is a double top. We break below it, and then we got a signal bar reversing it up. So I think it's a valid buy, but my only concern is that we're pretty high in the sense that we're pulling back, and we have a spike in channel here, so this might be the target. So I was actually waiting for a buy in here, but because we reversed up, I decided to buy higher. So I'm not sure if I'm buying too high, but I think there's a chance that it could be the start of another leg up, at least to test the high up here. I have an order to exit 2 shares on a test of the high close if we get there, and I'll leave the other 3 to see if we can get continuation up. If we don't get there and we reverse down like we're doing now, then I'll exit below a bear bar, or just get stopped out, I guess. Alright, I just exited those 2 shares. Alright, got out at my 3 shares got stopped out, break even. So it looks like that scalp was scalping out there was actually a pretty good call. We broke out strong and didn't get follow through, and then reversed down. I didn't want to leave my stop where it was because I didn't want to turn it into a losing trade, and I thought if it gets all the way back down here, then it's reversed the entire breakout. So I don't want to still be in that. If it reverses back up again, I can buy. I can always buy back, but I don't want to stay in. So now it's 74 cents. Yeah, that kind of sucks because maybe it shouldn't have been a swing. Alright, got stopped out of my other 3 shares at break even. So it looks like scalping out of those 2 shares was a lucky bet. Ended up getting stopped out of my other 3 shares at break even. So break even on the 3 shares and a small scalp on the 2 shares. Turns out I was pretty lucky to keep that in because that would have been a break even trade. But because I scalped out 2 cents, ended up making 20 cents on it or something. So at 74 cents profit now for the day. Sucks that this couldn't keep going, but glad I scalped out. And I was I was reluctant to put my stop at break even because I it was 4 consecutive bull bars and we got a strong breakout. But I was thinking if it comes all the way back down to my entry price, it's gonna that means it has to reverse the entire breakout bar. So I don't want to stay in if it does that. I rather get out break even and then look to see if we reverse up again strongly. So and realistically, I probably wouldn't have bought again if I got stopped out. If I got stopped out, well, I did get stopped out break even, but I wouldn't. If I got another bull bar here, I probably wouldn't buy it. So I was happy to just get out break even there and then reevaluate and maybe buy lower. But yeah, happy to get the scalp out at least. And would have been nice to, if I had known that this was going to be a scalp, if there's something I'm missing, it would have been nice to get out more shares at the high close or a little bit higher. But that's all in hindsight. So um, I'll see if I can find something else. But so far, been a tough day to get anything. 74 cents, but it took me 4 trades, or 3 or 4 trades. So if I find something else, I'll start recording.